Ho ho, hello and welcome to another Saturday night stat chat with me, the Stat Collector, in association with Stackers Social. It is the only place to be when it comes to all things shiny and round. And guys, we are currently 6 members away in Stackers Social. So if you're not a member, do get involved. I want to see us get to that magical 3,000 before the end of the live stream tonight. That would be absolutely fantastic. And as I say, we are literally 6 away. And sorry, if we get to 3,000, I'll do an extra giveaway tonight. I've already got a few giveaways. There's a giveaway currently being run right now, guys, in the Stack Chat Interact Room for a beautiful condition 1936 George V silver half crown right there. There's only been 14 people enter so far, so get in, guys. Get in while you can. That is going to be ending at just about 8 o'clock, a couple of minutes before 8. So we'll find out who wins that a little bit later on during the show. But I want to say a massive hello and welcome to everyone in the chat, because we've got Barry Wiggins, Davinia Robbins, Jack Stacks, CY Sterling. We've also got, let's have a look here. We've got 𝗺𝗂𝗵𝗵𝗿. We've got Ian Atterbury as well. We've got Shiny Silver, Blistering Barnacle Adventures. Who else we got here? Bo collects coins. It's great to see you, mate, as it is Nerd UK. Who else have we got hiding away in the chat? East End Dave is driving. He says, oi, oi, you shiny silver magpies. I'm driving, so I can't talk. But Brits and Sobs, it's great to know you're listening at least. We've got a fantastic giveaway to do tonight. That's down to Brits and Sobs and Silverpunk. We'll a little bit more on that later on. We'll continue down the list. We've did I say Nerd UK? If I didn't, hello mate. Same to Lee Parola, my good friend Lee. It is fantastic to see you in the chat, mate. Merry Christmas to you. Joker's Wild, fantastic to see you too. Who else we got here? Electric Bloke, great to see you. Queen Nessie, 8 months of membership. Have a massive thank you right there for that. It's great to see you too. Blazing Bullets, fantastic to see you. I think that's everyone. If I have missed anybody out, I do apologise. Gold Silver Hunter just made it in time. Great to see you and everyone else here. And we're all having a fantastic Christmas. We've got a guest to bring on very shortly. So what I'm going to do in a moment's time, I'm going to whiz through the spot prices, which are down there, as you can see. And my God, what a week it's been. We've broken that threshold, guys. We've hit over £50 per ounce of silver. That is incredible. It really is. Silver Stag, how are you doing, my friend? Right then, guys, let's have a look at the spot prices this week, because silver on the pound has gone from £46.55 up to £50.37, which is an increase of £3.82 or 8.21%. On the dollar, it's gone from £62.10 up to £67.32, which is an increase of $5.22 or 8.41%. Gold on the pound has gone from £3,219.27 up to £3,260.82, which is an increase of £41.53 or 1.29%. On the dollar, it's gone from $4,300.99 up to $4,342.07, which is an increase of $41.08 or 0.96%. Platinum has also had a stonking week, and it's gone from £1,317.01 up to £1,487.61, which is an increase of £170.60 or 12.95%. On the dollar, it's gone from $1,759.81 up to $1,988.49, which is an increase of $228.68 or 12.99%. It is a smidgen below $2,000 per ounce on platinum, guys. It's been an amazing year, it really has. 365, great to see you, mate. He says, evening, I can't be in the chat, but listening in. I love the Santa Hat TSC. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. We're doing everything we can. I've told people I want to see us get to, where are we? That one. I want to see us get to 3,000 by the end of the live stream. We were only 6 away. Have we got any more since then? Come on, let's see it go up at least by 1. Come on. No, still 6. Come on, guys. I'll do an extra giveaway. I'll make it something nice. I will. I promise you. Right. What a week. What a week with the spot prices, guys. That is insanity. It really is. But to discuss that with me very briefly before we get on to more fun and Christmas related things, I want to say a massive hello and welcome to a good friend of mine. He was the first ever guest of the Saturday Night Stat Chats all that time ago. He's been the person who's come on and joined me more than anybody else out there in the community. He's a fantastic guy. We all know and love him, and that is the wonderful Coinoob71. Noobster, how are you doing, my friend? Why can't I see you?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. We can see you now. That's even better. Hold on 1 second. Let me just... Ooh, where am I? Here we go. Have Coinoob's link. There we go. There you go. Have it. Right, Noob. Yeah, over 50 quid an ounce on silver on the pound. Over 3,250 on the quid on gold, and a smidgen under 1,500 on platinum. What you got to say to that, mate? It's just it's a good time to be a stacker, isn't it? It's a good time to be a stacker.
Yeah, 100%. Well, yes and no. Do you know what I mean? Because I've watched a few people sort of, obviously it's great for all of your stack that you've had over the last few years, but obviously going forward now, obviously it's quite expensive picking up the old pieces. But it's I'd rather the price went up. Some people want it to go down. I'm happy for it to be
Which
up.
is ridiculous to me.
I'm
just going to.
I know it's a bit strange, isn't it? But
look, silver, precious metal, is an investment. You want your investment to go up. Nobody should ever want. I get everyone saying, yeah, look, a dip. Don't get me wrong. Like a really quick dip, yeah, fine, they're fantastic, and people say buy the dip, but you should want your investments to go up, people. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. No, I know, it's just weird because people are in one camp or the other, aren't they? So of course I'm chuffed to see the whole value of my stack go up when I was buying coins for 20 quid, 25 quid a year and a half ago. Do you know what I mean? But everything's just so expensive now, so it's caused me to slow down a little bit, obviously, because I've only got a limited budget. But yeah, I'm more happy that my stack value has gone up, obviously.
Of course, yeah, and it's important to remember you're still converting the same amount of fiat, so you're still strengthening your worthless money as much as you can. 50 quid worth of silver is still 50 quid in silver. It may just look smaller, but you're still buying into that investment. It's still going to go. And the important thing, right? So this is where it comes down to it. It's one of two things. Is it 2011 all over again, and it's just going to crash? And then in that situation, you shouldn't be buying any silver right now. I do not think that's. I'm pretty positive that is not the case, and it's going to continue to go up over time. And in that case, even though it is going up, and you can't buy as much of it, it's definitely still worth buying it because it's still going to keep going up in value. What's your opinion on that in the future, mate?
I mean, when we were sitting at like 25 quid, it was like you couldn't ever imagine it being 50 quid. It's worth 50 quid. It's worth more than that. Obviously, as we know, silver, or as far as I'm aware, silver is extremely undervalued. So if it flies up to 100 quid, it wouldn't surprise me.
I think it will take some time to get there, but it's getting there. It's going to get there. Silver will get to 100 quid, 100%. I don't think it's going to be overnight. I really don't. And this is the thing. You're right. You're right. When silver is 25 quid, nobody saw this coming. It's unprecedented. You know what I mean? Everyone said the same thing back then. You rewind a couple of years and you ask people about silver as an investment, and everyone said pretty much the same thing, which was right. It's not really an investment. It's more of a hedge against inflation. You're not going to see massive gains like you would on other investments like gold, like you could do on the S&P 500 or a multitude of any other assets. But it's going to hold the value of your money. So rather than keeping it in a bank where it loses money based on inflation year by year, it will at least keep its value. And that's what silver was only a couple of years ago. It's only in this last couple of years, more so this year than anything else, then the game's just completely flipped upside down. And silver right now is absolutely a good investment to be in my opinion. It really is. I think over the next 5 and 10 years, we're going to see that. We were talking about this earlier, and I've said this many a time on the channel. Look, there's going to be things that happen in the interim. The geopolitical climate is going to go up and down, swings and roundabouts. The Fed will either do more cuts or more raises, and things like that they put the squiggles in the lines, the little ups and downs. But over time, you are going to see it continue to value. Is in my humble and honest opinion, at least. But I think you agree with that, don't you, Griff?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's an exciting journey we're on. I know we were chatting earlier, and I said to you about that I never really looked into the markets and the reasons why and all that kind of stuff. I was just happy picking up shiny stuff. But when it got to a certain level, I was like, we need to start taking this seriously.
And I think you should.
Do you know what I mean? This is getting a bit silly, you know.
Absolutely, mate. Even people out there that was just like, okay, I just like collecting it. It's great that it has value, but I just like collecting it. You've hit onto a real genuine investment right here. You know, I mean, we were saying, like, so if you started off 2025 with 500 ounces and you didn't touch it, you didn't sell any, you didn't add any more, it would be about 15 grand. Your stack would have gone up in value, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? It's insane how much
it goes up a lot. Yeah.
It's let's say beginning of the year it was roughly around 20 quid. You know what I mean? So it's gone up by about 30 quid an ounce over the year. And if you let's bring that in so you can see. So you say you got 30 quid an ounce and you've got 500 of them, 15 grand. Just by sitting on silver, just by having 500 ounces.
Just by sitting on it. I haven't done anything. It's gone up that much with me just sitting here. And that's marvellous. Do you know what I mean?
It is. And this is why
it doesn't mean I'm going to get a villa in the Mediterranean, but it's still.
Oh no! But
obviously, if you've never stacked silver, you wouldn't be in that position. You wouldn't have the extra 15 grand, would you?
It'd get you a timeshare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get you some. No, but 15 grand is something. As you know, I mean, there's people out there that have got a lot of money, are rich people. I'm not. I'm working class guy. You know what I mean? And 15 grand to me, as it is so many other people out there, most people out there, is a hell of a lot of money. And knowing that,
of course it is. Let's not joke around. It really is a good lump of money. Yeah. From nothing. Bear in mind. Do you know what I mean?
But essentially from nothing, just from having started a few years ago. And I know it's frustrating to the new guys. You know, you come in and you see this price has already gone up. Like I'm saying, I genuinely believe it's going to continue to go up over time. We're definitely not going to see a plummet. You know what I mean? But and just to reiterate, this is why, you know, I think this is the case. So if you go back the last few years, you know, let's start at 2021. Without taking ETPs into consideration, so just raw physical silver itself, in 2021 there was a structural deficit of 79.3 million troy ounces. So that means there's 80 million troy ounces that people wanted for whatever kind of industry it was, medical, industrial, bullion, etc., etc. It doesn't matter. There was 80 million troy ounces short. The following year in 2022, there was 250 million troy ounces short. The year after that, there was 200 million troy ounces short. The year after that, 117 million troy ounces, and that's this year's figures up to yet. And that's not even taking into account ETPs. If you take ETPs into account, the figures go way higher and further back. And you just can't see continued lack of demand year by year like that and not see the price continue to go up. Yes, there'll be dips, and those dips will be fantastic opportunity to buy things. But I generally think, you know, look at it as a long-term investment, as you should do with precious metals anyway. This should be a 5 to 10 year game anyway. You know, you don't buy PMs to plan to cash out in a couple of months, do you? So, you know, that's my message for the year at least anyway. Sorry, mate, you're going to say something there.
No, I'm totally agreeing with what you're saying. I guess if you're coming into it now new, that's just the price.
It is, and that's,
you know what I mean.
That's the way to look at it. And like I say, you know, you still get, if you're buying 50 quid. Co-founders, Dan. I had to bring the Dances and Elves back just for you, Nessie. You said last week you'd miss the Dancing Elves too much. So Christmas tradition with Dances and Elves around here, guys. If you'd joined me the last couple of years for Christmas, you would know that. But got to have a Dancing Elves. Sorry, Nessie just put that in Stack of Social there. But yeah, no. And it is, and like I say, you know, if you could afford to put 50 quid a month into silver, still put 50 quid a month. You're still converting the same amount. It's not going to go up as fast, but you know, it will still go up, and you'll still do well over time. It really is a fantastic investment right now. I do believe silver is, unless something drastically changes overnight, which the chances are it wouldn't. You know, you'd have to something to really hurt the silver industry. They'd have to successfully create a a material that was more conductive than silver, which is the most conductive material on the planet. And yes, it's possible in a modern age with all the technology we've got. It absolutely is possible, but it's not likely. You know what I mean? It's not something you should bank on happening. So yeah. Well, I mean, what a year! Can you remember at the beginning of the year when I was saying to people, "Who reckons we're going to? I reckon silver's going to do well this year. Who reckons it's going to hit £30 an ounce?" And people were 50-50 on it. People were 50-50. Some people were saying yes.
They were. They were like, no way they're going to hit 30.
And so silver, I think, quietly whispered, as we were all saying it, quietly whispered, "Hold my beer." It's just stormed the whole year through. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. This time next year, we'll be looking at 75 quid an ounce. This time next year, what do you reckon? I think that's a big ask for next year, but I think it's possible.
I don't know. There's a lot of places saying that they're going to start doing more half-ounce silver to make it easier for people to pick up stuff. And I've seen lots of 10-gram silver stuff, 5-gram silver stuff. Yeah. So it's if it starts getting a bit too expensive, because obviously silver really, when I first started 2 or 3 years ago, was like it was quite cheap. Do you know what I mean? To think you could have this lovely precious metal.
It didn't feel it at the time.
You know,
did it? It didn't feel it at the time.
God, compared to gold, you know what I mean?
Compared
it was like,
to gold.
Wow, I've got
but even now,
here, but yeah.
But what about that ratio?
But
What's your prediction on the ratio? Where do you think that's going? Are we getting tighter, or are we hitting an apex in that, or what do you think?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that long ago they were talking about ratio. It was over 100, wasn't it? You have to get 100 silver coins for 1 gold coin. Now we're down in the 60s, aren't we?
We are. We absolutely are. Yeah. Yeah,
they're sort of meeting in the middle. A lot of people have said that if it gets below 60, they're going to start changing their silver into gold. I know 𝗀𝗂𝗃 said that the other week on his auction. He said if it drops below 60, he's going to start selling some of his silver and putting it into gold.
Well, 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗂𝗃 has just put an interesting question in. I think this is going to have a big impact on it, because he says, or they say, how will the situation in China affect silver prices? And I think it's going to have a big impact. I think it will make the prices go up, to be fair. They put a ban on import on it, haven't they? China have, if I remember the headlines correctly.
I wouldn't have a clue. I don't watch the news. It's all depressing.
No, I do believe China have just put a ban on import of silver. Just put me one second. Let me just double check before I give you guys fake news, guys. Fake news.
I mean, it's fake news. It wouldn't surprise me, because as we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of this sort of geopolitical stuff going on that really affects the price as well. So every time there's something crazy going on, the strange orange man does something weird.
So Google Steward has come in, guys. This is the Google Steward. China is not. Go away, you. Hello. There we go. Yeah. So China isn't imposing a full ban, but it is implementing strict export controls over silver and other metals like tungsten antimony, starting in January next year through 2027, requiring
on the
export
export
licenses.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, export. So because they want it. They want it. If I said import, I apologise. So they're saying no. Their companies aren't allowed. If they have silver, it's got to stay in China, and that to me is one step before confiscation. You know what I mean? Where you're saying, no, you're not allowed to sell to other countries. We want it all. But it does show, and it does compound what I've been saying the last few weeks or the last few months, guys. People are not just looking at it as an investment. You've got it's ticking 2 boxes right now, silver. It's an investment, and it's a raw material. And yeah, they correlate, and the value is due to its raw material use going up. But you've seen people not only see it as an asset to make money on, but also seeing the value of actually having it and to use and need, because if you ain't got it, you can't build all these things with it. And where we're going with the world with technology, you've got to remember, guys, it's exponential. Technology has advanced more in the last 50 years than it did in the last 6,000 years before it, and it will continue to go up at that kind of rate. So just based on what we're using right now, it's only going to keep going up in value. But yeah, I don't think what's happening with China will have any it's not going to make the price go down. It's just going to make it more difficult for people outside to China to get it, because you've got that whole sector of the market now not selling to you. So it's going to lesser that supply even more. So yeah, I do think that will have an impact. What do you think the impact will be on the actual price, mate?
Again, any sign of restriction anywhere is going to make people panic, isn't it? And want to buy more. So there goes, the price will go up. You know, all of this weird stuff that's going on around the world affects the price, normally in an upward motion, doesn't it? Really.
Well, everything that's happening